and welcome back to our channel. Today is going to be a little bit different than normal cash stuffing. And before I really get into stuffing, this is kind of going to be a abbreviated or a edited version of the normal cash envelope breakdown that I normally have. So we'll just chat for just a little bit, and I'll actually leave down in the description below the timestamp of when it actually starts. But I think a lot of people might actually be interested in finding out a little bit about what we are kind of going through. So I know a lot of you are going through the same things, and it's kind of a really scary time in our country, actually in our world. So we've got the COVID-19 thing going on, and so everybody is kind of worried about their health, health of their loved ones, and things like that. We have a lot of scares as far as, you know, are we going to have enough toilet paper, hand sanitizer, soaps, laundry detergent, a lot of things. When you go down the aisles in a lot of grocery stores, those aisles are wiped clean, like there's nothing. And we went into Walmart about a week ago, I want to say, and every time we go, which it's not very often, like we don't leave the house, we've basically been quarantining, you know, self-quarantining for a little while. But we did go to Walmart, had to pick up a few things, used the 6-foot rule, you know, staying 6 feet away from everybody. Did use the self-checkout, and then we have hand sanitizer in our vehicle. So as soon as we get in the vehicle, we're all scrubbing down real good. But they had some toilet paper, and it was the stuff that's like, it was 58 cents for a 4-roll package. So the quality is not very good, but there was a limit of 1 package per, you know, like transaction, and so we picked up a package. Anyway, I mean, it's a scary time. It is a really scary time for all of us, and it's a really scary time financially. And so just, we're taking kind of a breather for, this will probably be the last cash envelope stuffing video that I do for a few weeks, until we can kind of figure out where we're gonna be. And so basically what I've done is I've gotten the cash money for the things that I feel like I'm still going to have to pay. That being said, my last day of working was March the 17th. As many of you know, I'm a dental hygienist, and the ADA and the Arkansas State Board of Dental Examiners mandated that that we basically we close our office from the end of day, March 17th, indefinitely. Right now it's until at least April 20th. And the dentist is able to see emergency patients. If you've got like a bad toothache or something like that, he can still see you, write you a prescription for some pain meds, maybe some antibiotics. But as far as dental hygiene, we can't see patients, so we don't get paid. So anyway, the good thing is that he is allowing us to draw unemployment, so that's going to help out a little bit, but not a ton. So so knowing that I was going to be off at least 1 month without regular pay, I started doing some calling, and you would be absolutely surprised at the companies that are willing to help you and work with you. So I was basically displaced because of the COVID-19 virus, which means that I cannot work and cannot get paid for doing my regular hygiene job because we can't see patients, you know, so that we can minimize the spread of this virus, disease, so to speak. I got on the phone first and foremost to vehicles, and it was, one of them actually had a, like on the home page, are you affected by the COVID-19 virus? Are you affected by this and are unable to work and need to have help or forbearance? And so basically you just click and you say how many months that you think that you're going to need that payment forgiveness. Then the other car, the auto company, was a little bit more, they had a lot of questions. When was my last day of work? When was I expected to start back to work? And things like that. And so then they made the decision that they would give us 60 days forbearance on payments. So you just don't know until you call. If you are not affected, like if your job is not affected, then please don't call and try to get, because these companies are definitely going through it as well with not receiving payments because of this. So, but if you are affected, simply call them and say, I'm laid off. I cannot work because my company has closed due to the coronavirus or COVID-19. They understand that everybody is going to be going through some hardship, which is going to actually put them into hardship too. So if you have not, like if you're still working and you're still, bringing in your normal income, don't call and ask for forbearance because that's gonna hurt the company. They are trying to help us, and so anyway, we don't want to take advantage. But some of the credit card companies are doing the same thing. Now, some of the credit card companies are not, I think for the most part, they're still going to be charging interest. So at the end of your forbearance period, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4 months, you will have to start paying, but your balance will be a little bit larger because the interest will be tacked on. However, you will not have late fees. You will also not have late strikes on your credit report, things like that. These are put into action to help people when they are going through a hardship. And so, yes, you are going to be, having a little bit higher balance because they are going to still be charging interest, but that's that much in a payment that you don't have to make until when they say your next due date is due. So just a little bit of information out there. I know that there are supposed to be some stimulus packages, things like that, and I don't know a whole lot about that. So I would definitely Google that and get your information on that because I'm not 100% sure on all that. And not all companies are probably going to do forbearance, but I'm gonna assume that probably the highest percentage of companies will offer that to their customers. There's also, I read, and again, you're gonna have to Google it and find the information out for your own state, that they are actually supposed to be giving you more than just your typical what you would get in unemployment. They're supposed to be increasing that. I want to say it's by about $600 a paycheck if you're on the high end. Don't quote me. And they also are allowing 1099 workers to, if they are affected by this, to start drawing unemployment as well. But those things, you're going to have to get all that information from your state authorities, things like that. So there's a lot of information out there, and it's not too awfully hard to find. So I encourage you, if you are affected by this and you're not working due to your company being closed down, and you're not able to work from home and things like that, I would contact your auto companies. I would contact your credit cards. I have not contacted utilities because I think that that's just going to draw it out. You know, you're still going to owe that same amount, but it's going to be, you know, over the period of time. And so I think that's going to make it to where you're going to owe a lot of money at the end of it if they do offer any kind of thing like that. And I'm not all about that. I don't want to have to just put off and owe this huge lump sum at the end of it all. So with that all being said, I hope you guys are staying safe. And I hope that you're trying not to stress too much over finances. But we're going to go ahead and get into the cash stuffing part of this. Okay, so our utilities are the Conway Corporation and CenterPoint. Again, like I said, I don't know that you're going to have like forbearance or forgiveness of any of the charges. If it's like, say, I've got projected monthly cost here of $450, I think you're still going to be charged, you know, like if your electric bill is $200 this month and it's $200 next month and it's $200 the next month, and they give you 90 days that you don't actually have to pay, I think at the end of that 90 days, you're still going to owe $600. So I'm not wanting to do any of that. I don't want to be stressed at the end of this. And you never know when all of this is going to be over. So my cash envelope breakdown is on a twice a month basis. So that is $225. That will be 1, 2, 20, and 5. So I always double count it. 100, 200, 20, and 5. So that goes into this. And I always like to make sure that I have all of my denominations in the correct order and all the faces turned the same direction. All right, so phone and wireless, there are a few companies who are helping with different things. I don't know to what extent. I know they are giving more text time if you don't have unlimited. They're giving you more phone time, more streaming time, internet time. They're also allowing you to use hotspot up to so much that if you don't have unlimited hotspot use. So call your phone company, your wireless phone company, and see. Again, I don't think that, you know, I think they may have a forbearance type thing, but I don't know that you're going to not have to pay the entire balance at the end of it all. So that's one thing that I'm going to go ahead. It is $130. So 120, 130. So 120 and 30. I do not want to wind up with a bunch of really big bills at the end of this time. All right, internet and TV, it's just $10 a month because we have Netflix and CBS All Access. So I would normally have just taken that out, but it's only $10 twice a month. So I'll just go ahead and put that in there. Groceries, we do still have to eat. So we've been doing a lot of freezer eating and a lot of pantry eating, like going through our pantry and our freezers and seeing what we can get out to like kind of pull meals together and it not cost us much. But also we made a 3-week menu. Not that it had to be followed day per day per day, like we have to have this day, this day, but we made a 3-week menu, and we went to the grocery store and we bought everything that we were going to need for that 3 weeks. So we've basically really not been out of the house much since the 17th of March. So groceries, we have twice a month, we have $220. There's 1, 2, and 20. All right, so dining, I'm not putting anything in dining because we just, I mean, it's easier to cook something than to just go through drive-through or whatever, take out, and it's safer that way. You don't have to worry about the workers and exchanging money and things like that. Speaking of which, all of this money, I had cashed my check and I brought it home and literally Lysoled it all and let it sit out for like 3 days before I even touched any of it. So I just don't, I don't feel like I can be too careful. So gas, I'm only putting $100 back for gas because I am not working right now. I really think that I'll have a surplus in the gas folder, or the gas envelope at the end of this, because I am putting back money and we have not gotten gas for a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and put $100 and not the full $150. All right, mortgage. Mortgage is something that I think you're probably not gonna be able to get a forbearance or forgiveness. They might help you in some way if you can, and I don't think they're going to be doing a lot of like foreclosures and things like that, but again, it's going to be something that at the end of this, you're going to have a huge balance due if you don't continue to make your mortgage payments. If you are, you know, if you're like your unemployment or the stimulus package or anything like that is not enough, I would definitely call the mortgage company and find out what they could do. But I'm, you know, again, I don't want to wind up having a huge balance at the end of that. If anybody knows and has called your mortgage company or anything, and if you want to add something to the comments below, please feel free to do that. You might help somebody out that really needs to know the answer to that question if you can get some sort of forbearance. Again, I'm sure that they probably will continue to add the interest on the loan, and maybe not make you pay the full payment. But if you know, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. So mortgage is $600 twice a month. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. All right, insurance is another thing I'm not sure that you can get out of paying, because it's going to be something that, you know, is that's accrued every single month. You know, you're using it, or hopefully you're not using it, but you're still having to pay for it. And I don't know. Again, if anybody knows the answer to this question on insurance, we have life insurance, we have automobile insurance. And so if anybody knows the answer to that question, please feel free to comment below. All right, so insurance is $270 twice a month. So 100, 200, 220, 240, 260, 270. All right, and then credit cards. I have called a couple of the credit cards and they have allowed, one of them has allowed to do with no interest. You know, it basically freezes the account, no payment due for 2 months. And then the other one is no payment due, but it will charge interest on the account. So I'm just doing $100 in this folder. And again, I have this sad little bank folder. And then this is, I'm going to split this up and do $50 each in the medical, dental, vision, pharmacy, and in pet, because, you know, we still want to feed our dogs and we still have prescriptions. So all of the envelopes that are going to be stuffed are stuffed. Again, we're supposed to be able, I have not drawn my first unemployment check, but we're supposed to be able to do unemployment. We are supposed to be getting a stimulus package check. So with that, hopefully we can make ends meet until all of the hardship is over. And And I hope you guys, I really hope you guys, I wish you well. I hope you are staying safe. I hope that you're not stressing too much over finances, because it is kind of a scary time. So with that is going to be it for this video. I'll have a couple of videos linked right over here that you might want to watch, and the subscribe button is right down here. And until our next video, bye.